Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
I am fantastic. I am back in the world of Clone Hero with the new Riffmaster. So life is good. How about yourself, Ozzy?
I am doing extremely well. I'll get into that momentarily. Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Wound producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
Extremely well. That's great to hear. I know we only have one more film in our summer series of our Meatballs film. One more year, Ozzy. You got one more left.
Well, I will say that my mood was not impacted by this movie that we'll be discussing very shortly, that being Meatballs 3. But just before we get started, a quick note. I'm in a fantastic mood. Now, we are recording this episode on June 22nd, and just last night, on June 21st in Santa Ana, I was able to help my clients, advisors, my own family, the faithful, secure a victory at Dream Slam Wrestling and causing Bovey, the Bovinator, to be excommunicated from Dream Slam Wrestling. I feel kind of proud that I had a hand in that moment, in more ways than one. Anybody could check it out at SoCalWrestling.tv. It is on the card for the Dream Slam 3-year anniversary. Anybody's more than welcome to check it out. But I feel good about it. I feel very good. Santa Ana doesn't feel very good about it, but I don't care about them. They're a bunch of idiots and morons. All right. So
I acknowledge you for that feeling.
yeah, it's funny. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we do get to review and discuss the summer comedy Meatballs 3. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Kind of.
Kind of.
You'll see.
Just a TV spot?
Comedies will often spawn a sequel, like the Police Academy and the Porky series. Meatballs 3. Summer Job is the last in a long line of lasts. Recorded in stereo, Meatballs 3 is now available on video.
School's out, it's summer again, and the party's just getting started. So come on along, join the Meatballs for fun, sun, and plenty of crazy action. And after sexy angel Sally Kellerman hits Heaven's Gate,
It's just the way I pictured it.
she's sent to Earth to earn her wings.
I think I've gone from horny to crazy. This is going to be tougher than I thought.
And the whole place goes topsy-turvy when she turns the camp nerd into the last word in love.
But you'll always be a loser.
I wouldn't think that if I were you.
So join Sally Kellerman
Get some rest, kid. Tomorrow's a big day. Come with me.
in Meatballs 3.
Okay,
Kind
so
of.
that was the trailer commercial spot for the video release of Meatballs 3.
The
Summer
Australian
Job.
video release.
Oh, the Australian video release commercial. Wow, that's a deep dive, Todd. This is starring Patrick Dempsey as primary character Rudy, with Sally Kellerman as Roxy DeJour, and this was this was released on December 21st, 1987, rated R with a runtime of 96 minutes. Directed by George Mendeluk, written by Chuck Workman for the story, Michael Pasternak, and Bradley Kasdan for the screenplay. Initial thoughts on this. I was, and of course, Todd would be very upset if I don't mention the featured role of Shannon Tweed, of course. I knew that was going to come. Smack, am I right, Ozzy? Okay. Anyhow, so I'm not sure.
He was really proud of that one, too.
All righty. So, initial thoughts on this after watching, and these are reviewed on our archives on the YouTube channel. You can check out our reviews of Meatballs 1 and Meatballs 2, and you could see how upset I was at those reviews. And I think for me personally, the bar was set so incredibly low that this kind of seemed like a step up from the others. Personal opinion.
Wow.
I actually had a lot of fun with this one. I enjoyed it, and I can get into why.
Is this
I
a
can
work,
cite
Ozzy?
no, it's not. I can cite specific examples as to why I
Wow.
actually enjoyed this movie, and I'm not upset about it.
Wow.
So we'll get into that very shortly. I mean, I can tell you're both speechless, but Greg, I'm gonna
Here
have
we
to ask
are.
you
I'm
some
sure.
initial
Look.
thoughts here.
Wow.
Right.
I'll get into that. Oh yeah. No, I'll get into things very shortly. Oh yeah. But Greg, initial thoughts.
Yeah, I was interested to see how this continued. One of my questions about this film I'm not entirely sure if this Rudy is supposed to be the same Rudy as the one that ran the race in the original film. So I don't know if that's part of the tie-in because it does seem like he knew Bill Murray's character by the letter and such. But yeah, so but it was, this was fun. The summer comedies are always good time. It did kind of throw me off. The intro of the film looked like those screens at the beginning looked like they were older than the original film. So I was kind of like, what are we really taking some steps back here? But yeah, I was excited, and I'm definitely not. I'm in Camp Ozzy on this one, where it definitely wasn't disappointed. Well,
Dan,
at least not upset.
Dan's dropping a little trivia bit. Did you know Jim Carrey was set to star in this one, but backed out last minute?
Oh, backed out for what? Once Bitten? Released around the same time. Oh man, this Meatballs 3 would have been a better choice over Once Bitten.
I can't see Patrick Dempsey in the other one, so I
You know
think
what?
they made
I
the
can't
right
see a
call.
40-year-old lady dancing at a high school dance, but thank you, Once Bitten.
Oh, but this
All right.
40-year-old lady, it's okay now.
She's
now?
a ghost. She's a ghost. Come on.
Yeah,
I like how you kind of faded out in your picture there when
What?
talking about being a ghost. That was fantastic. But
Don't bring out the ghost.
so you're
He's already
okay.
looking to the side, like trying to. Anyhow, so Todd, I'm sorry, I don't think we got to your initial thoughts on this.
I was so shocked.
Still shocked, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, I never liked the first Meatballs. Second one was just dumb, and I've always been with that. I like it's watchably dumb. This one I hadn't seen it as many times as the other ones, but I do think of the three we've seen so far, this is the best. It's fun, it's dumb, it is a farce. It's very just out there. So I'm still surprised. I mean, there is the whole no means no.
I'm pretty sure this was the germination of the Me Too movement.
Wait,
It just
yes,
took a while.
wait, t-shirt contest. This literally has everything that you like. How are you going to say this is any better than Private School with the aggressiveness? I'll go with that word.
It's because I'm looking at the bare bones of it as I did with Private School, and then the point of the whole, what's the story that's driving this movie, right?
Really?
I can compare.
Really?
Yes. And I could say the fact of a porn star who dies and her only thing to get into heaven is to help this guy get laid.
Oh,
I think
because that's what heaven would do, is say
No,
have unmarried
okay.
sex to get into heaven.
Well, I mean, technically, it didn't even say heaven; it was Miracle Studios Pictures,
Right.
But the idea, no, you didn't make this. You got to do this, and then you're in. It's kind of like a bizarre Miracle on 34th Street. Every time a bell rings, the angel gets his wings, right?
And let's threaten some murder a few times while we're trying to get into this heaven.
Threaten murder.
Try to drown some kids in a car, drop a machine on them while they're hooking up. She basically was almost.
Greg, I think you're
murder.
taking this too seriously.
I'm really I'm really kind of shocked because this is kind of offensive You know, Ozzy. I mean, like the stereotype that a man can't control himself when he sees bare breasts. This whole thing offends me that stereotype is so present in this film.
Here's the thing. I was focused on that kind of thing for the other movies because there's nothing else to focus on. There was practically no story whatsoever. We're just sitting here in front of a TV.
They all have stories.
We also have a character who is like so desperate to hook up with somebody, and he has a girl throwing herself at him, and she's got like an 80s look, and meanwhile he's like, no, I'm gonna sit in your bedroom and watch weird space porn. And when she's like throwing herself at him, and then later tries to hook up with like mullet lady on a table, like what? Like there's just a lot of.
I did forget to mention Dan has that same book of how to pick up horny girls from the beginning of the movie.
Look,
this is correct. Private School has as much of a plot as Meatballs. Maybe not as outlandish. There's no dead porn stars.
I'm so sorry I got upset with you when you were half naked with this girl in my sorority house.
No means
Please
no.
Forgive
Remember,
me for being
no
upset.
Means
no.
No means yes.
Dude, that is still the dumbest thing. That's trying to tell me that like the Holocaust didn't exist. That's how stupid it sounds. All right. So can we drop Private School for the rest of this episode? Now, moving on to this one. Okay, sure. Yes, it's content for the time. Just let me talk. Just for the time, sure. There are some things that were okay back then that are definitely not okay now. Yes, I understand that. Moving on past that, beyond that, the fact of the matter is that in the beginning, it was established what needs to happen for this movie to end. Once this thing happens, the movie's over. When I was watching the other movies, when I was watching Private School, I didn't know it was going to end. It was like stabbing needles in my eyes. Okay? That's the only thing I wanted to bring about Private School is I didn't know what was going on. Because it was stupid.
I thought we were dropping Private School.
I know.
That's why I said it was the last thing I was going to mention it. All right?
It was bit. No, I'm kidding. If there was a musical number in this, we'd have some big problems.
We would.
There was a dance scene in the bar, kind of.
See, I noted one joke because I thought Ozzy was going to hate everything, and I was going to ask him. I was going to ask you. Well, it doesn't matter because you didn't hate everything. So I'll ask you after you give your favorite moment. Because maybe that was it.
Speaking of which, why don't we just get into that right now? Todd, would you like to share yours and then go into what you were going to say, or should we save that for after all of ours?
Jeez. All right. I mean, I could be like the no means yes is my favorite. I will tell you, the one thing that made me laugh the hardest, I probably have to bleep it, but whatever. When what's his boss's name again?
Mean Gene.
When Mean Gene's like pretty nice threads for a pussy. I don't know why, like that would like because he was so sincere with the first half and then he just dropped.
Right.
So yeah, that one made me laugh for a minute. Other than the other speech at 41 minutes into this feature that I did note down because that will be a clip aired somewhere.
Craig?
Oh man, there's a lot of great moments.
Todd, I told you not to put the ghost in my shot.
I forgot I did.
I think the part that got me the most was
it's still there. I saw you take it off and you put it back on.
It's gone. I know.
Yes.
I thought that was a ghost back there still. I
can tell when it's there.
Okay. Does it scare you?
It's just uncomfortable.
Oh, that's brilliant. Favorite moment, I'd have to say, was the scene in which she's helping.
Sorry, that was an accident.
Roxanne's helping what's his name shop for a bunch of stuff. And everyone that like sees these floating things, or whether it be the shopping bags or the comb, they're not angry about it. They're not scared. They're more just like, all right, I have to deal with this now. And like all like that, just I don't know why that got me so good, but I really enjoyed the just brushing off the craziness of the moment with that.
So
Is this a work? I'm
was-
still not sold.
no. One after the wet t-shirt contest, the girl who lost her contacts and doesn't like wearing glasses falls into the water. He falls in afterward. If there's anything I could do to repay you. Then they're in the boathouse. She says it's enormous. She grabs it. She's holding it. She says, "Oh my God, what have I done?" She runs off screaming. That got me pretty good. Or did I misinterpret that joke?
Wait, say that last part again.
She grabbed the salami, right? And it was already established that she couldn't see. And she's just screaming, or not screaming, but just like aghast, like, what have I done?
Right. Okay. Yes.
That got me pretty good. And just as you thought everything was going to be okay, that was the
I'm
last.
so confused.
What are you confused about? How am I okay with this?
Yes.
Is that because the backbone of there being like just a simple plot of
Get like a
all this
crush on
stuff going
Patrick
on?
Dempsey or something?
No, it's just
Big Grey's
it's a
Anatomy.
simple, it's a story. It's a beginning, it's a middle, and an end. It's not just people who got $20 million from a studio to film tits. That's what it. Even though it did include some of that, that wasn't. There was other stuff going on.
Wait, like it was
What about
the
the
most
weird
gratuitous of scenes too.
And what about the weird continuity situation of like, I guess maybe not continuity, but like Mean Gene repeatedly refers to the love goddess as his main squeeze. And when we figure out who she is, isn't that even slightly disturbing? Like, why would any brother refer to his sister as his main squeeze? Gross.
Did you see? Right, but did you see the ceremony that they were all having in a separate island? What the hell was going on there?
Yeah, that whole
They're
thing
weird.
is not really. Yeah.
They're weird.
Yes, and that's not even explained. You're just like, all right, you're wearing a black version of the KKK outfits. All right, that's different. Yeah.
Daily Go says it's got a Drew Struzan design poster, so it's okay in my books. Obviously, Ozzy, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, he did all those too. Also created this beautiful poster directly behind you. We'll get you a framed one, Ozzy.
I like how your eyes just immediately went to the side, like right as you said that. Then it just added this extra level of yeah, right to it. Yeah, but okay, so we went through all.
The other thing I thought you were gonna, my one thing I was gonna ask if you thought the pod joke was funny, the joint joke. That was it. I thought maybe you'd get a laugh out of that.
Yes, I did. Well, because she's rowing the boat and he's talking to her as she's rowing the boat, and the guy on the side's smoking the joint, and then he looks and he's yes, I did enjoy that. See, there are gags in here that I enjoyed.
It was farcical enough. I can see why you. Still shocking, but I guess I see why.
It was,
but you know what? Look at Meatballs too. It was just as dumb. It was just as out there. It had a beginning and an end. It just happened to have a
what was the point of Meatballs 2?
Oh, there was an alien involved in this one.
Maybe I try to block it out of my head. Let's see.
What was the alien? Wait, what?
In this one?
Yes.
Oh, this was
video that he watched.
Oh. Well, hopefully it wasn't the same one.
Right.
All right, so I don't know. Now Ozzy's a wild card now. We never know what he's gonna like.
It's that pushing 40 thing, man. It's changing. Aging like a fine wine.
It's like I'm okay to see a wet t-shirt contest now. Doesn't bother me. No, I don't know. Maybe Ozzy's ready for 40-year-old virgin now.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just it's funny. I meant to say The Last American Virgin. It's actually the movie I meant to say. Because yes, obviously, yeah, 40-year-old virgin. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a spoiler?
I guess. You guys ready for ratings?
Yeah.
Okay. Todd, could you kick us off?
I do have fun with this one. I think I'm gonna be go high. I'm a 4 because this is out of the series probably the first one I really enjoy.
Okay.
And Shannon Tweed.
Of course.
You know, all weirdness aside, and things that don't really make sense, it's fine. It's a summer movie that has ridiculousness, is funny. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Like, I had fun, had a good time, wasn't angry about it. So yeah, 3.5 for me.
I'm actually with Greg and had this at a 3.5, a generous 3.5. Just Todd's freaking out over here.
I'm excited for Meatballs 4. We got to wait a whole year.
Well, isn't that one's with Corey Feldman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm a Corey Feldman fan, so that's okay.
Oh, well, maybe the ratings are gonna get higher. Maybe Meatballs 4 will get a 5.
The one film series that, as the sequels continue, it actually gets.
Wait, you're a Corey Feldman guy, and we haven't gone through any of the Corey comedies.
It's funny, I guess. I mean,
we should License to Drive has to happen.
Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Wow, I will save everything for that one because
Todd's having a moment of, I thought I knew you.
There goes.
No,
we were just thinking Ozzy would be a Feldman guy. We were literally just talking about in the last chat going to see Corey Feldman's live in concert. You going now, Ozzy?
Well, I'm not sure what the information. I didn't know anything about that. It's the first I've heard.
You didn't know Corey Feldman makes music?
I did not.
Oh,
know about
he
Corey's
is a great dancer.
All right, Ozzy V, we're gonna have a Patreon video and show you some videos of some goddamn Corey Feldman.
Okay, maybe I listen. So Corey Feldman, the reason why Goonies, right? And he was also one of the voices for the Ninja Turtles. So
before he got locked
those two, so those two combined, it's like, yeah, okay. And then of course I also saw Rock and Roll High School Forever, and I was like, Corey Feldman's fun.
Okay, so you're already putting over Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
See, we got one as a kid.
You'll have to wait and see to find out for sure. So we'll have to approve any pop culture Ozzy gets to experience. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Any final thoughts on this movie or anything else before we head out for the evening?
No, I was planning to defend this thing. That's why we did it live on Patreon.
So now it seems like anticlimactic a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I think some people are just shocked.
Sword
though.
shield. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. One thing I didn't throw out there, her last words and just the moaning and stuff that they were reading. That was funny.
Yes, on the newscast.
Yeah.
And even her line of, When I was supposed to come, I went.
Went. Yes.
There were some
great
great
delivery.
lines.
There were.
All right. This is just.
Plans have been foiled.
I
Well,
know.
thank you very much, ladies and
If
gentlemen.
there was only something I could do to just get that anger back up.
Don't do it. Don't.
I don't even know what Ozzy's thinking. So
Don't.
I
It
don't
could
know
be
what
the ghost. It could be ribs. All I'm saying is don't.
Okay.
Don't.
I acknowledge I won.
You know, for
Anyway.
the first time ever, after seeing that picture so many times, I realized there's another person behind that guy. Like I just saw those eyes peeking out from over the shoulder.
Guys,
Oh
please.
shit! Oh, that's me.
That's... You've been flashing this picture up, Todd, and you didn't realize that you were in it? It's pretty funny.
That's solid.
Surprise!
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Reviewing Meatballs 3 Summer Job. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. And if you are in the Orange County area, we'll be hosting trivia this week. Monday at Lake Forest, the Rush Barn Grill at 6:30. Tuesday at the Brewery Placentia at 7 o'clock. Wednesdays in Los Alamitos at Griffin's Grill at 7:30. And Thursdays at the Honey Pot Meadery at 7:30 in Anaheim. Always free to play and prizes for the top winning teams. So, would you guys have anything else before we head out for the evening? I think I already asked you guys that. So this is the last chance for that.
Last call.
Chance. Last call. We good?
We're good.
All right. Well, for world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.